quick note, too, before we get to the health report. King Charles is reportedly furious. This is royal news now.
Oh.
Biggie and our queenies.
Yeah, till the end.
Absolutely.
It's not as exciting anymore.
With King Charles?
Yeah, King Charles. I often forget. The Queen was just there my whole life, truly. Yours too.
That's
Chris
fact.
Demm's too.
That's fact, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like, I don't know, something about Charles. I'm just like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every time when you see the royal family now, it's unfortunately, a lot of it is about Charles's health.
Yeah.
Because he's not a healthy man. He has cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the details are public, correct?
That's right. But I've heard, whispers that it's pretty bad.
But it's almost always either, his health they're concerned about his health, or his boys are fighting.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just so tired of the boys feud.
But they need to put aside their issues before he passes away. That's exactly
What a take.
I agree with you.
They have to put aside those issues.
Did y'all hear that?
That's my take on this. Put aside the issues.
On his deathbed.
They need to be there because they're going to be there for a few.
I'll sign with you on that.
Thank you. They'll be there for a royal.
Why? One will never be king.
Yeah, but you want to, Charles wants to see.
You're always going to be on the outs.
But fake it for Charles.
But do you think Charles is that kind of guy?
That he wants his sons to be happy.
Yeah, because
together.
That's the closure he needs.
Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Well, they say he never cared about Harry anyway. Remember when Harry was born?
Yeah.
He came in, took one look at him and said, all right, that's it. And then he goes back to the polo grounds. He didn't care. My wife was always mad about that.
And isn't he the one rumored to have said something very untoward about the child?
Yes.
Harry's first child.
Harry's first child.
He was inquiring about the skin tone.
I thought that was Charles's father.
I thought
it was
Charles' father
Charles.
had died before all this happened.
But I thought, okay. I thought
that right?
Prince Philip, who we're talking about.
Yeah, I thought he died before.
But Harry was still engaged to.
Yeah. But what happened was, remember
Markle. I can't remember.
Meghan Markle.
I can't remember the timeline.
Meghan Markle told Oprah, someone in the royal family said, well, what color is the baby going to be? And that's when Oprah said, what? Remember how mad she was?
I do.
And
I thought it was the old guy.
Well, they never said, but the speculation was it was Charles. Because I think the old guy died before she got pregnant, right? I mean, he died.
You're all of the Queenies, not me.
Well, he died a few years ago.
It was close, yeah.
I don't know that it may be, but I remember hearing, it must have been Charles that said that. Well, here's why he's in the news. King Charles. I mean, he's always in the news, of course, but he's furious. Furious because the royals go to their Norfolk estate, Sandringham, and have a traditional Boxing Day shoot. And there are not enough pheasants for the entire shoot.
Oh!
Well, it looks like we'll be shooting peasants again this year.
That's right.
Sorry, peasants.
We got a pheasant shortage disrupting the event. And
whatever will we shoot?
The king is devastated and says,
well, we can't shoot people anymore.
I suppose they could bring in some wild boar.
My God.
What about a grouse?
Apparently, the incident has led to the dismissal of the senior gamekeeper who was supposed to bring enough pheasants to shoot, and he didn't get them all in there.
If Mummy were here, she'd put you in the tower. In irons.
I bet he does say stuff like that. If Mummy were here.
Mumsy.
This is the pheasant hunt at Sandringham is a royal tradition dating back 100 years. And
that's it? You would think maybe more.
Yeah.
You would. But it's become controversial recently because they're shooting. I don't know why.
Do they eat any of the bird? I mean, you can eat pheasant.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe it's prepared. This year, they do not have enough birds. And someone said to the king, maybe you should have some imported. And he goes, I will not have imported bird. It's Sandringham. These have to be traditional English pheasant.
Raised on the grounds?
Raised on the grounds, and there are not enough. So a gameskeeper has been let go because of it. It's bad. It's very bad right now.
Did you see the Meghan Markle video that went around last week? I know Biggie probably.
Oh, yeah.
What did she say?
It's nothing that she said. Apparently, this is when she was 9 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
They only have the one child?
2. They have two. Boy
They
and a
have
girl.
two?
Okay, so I can't remember when. Was this the first baby?
Yes, this was the first baby.
Supposedly, this is footage of Meghan Markle, 9 months pregnant, maybe in the hospital?
Yeah, in the hospital.
In the delivery room, and she's extremely pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And she's dancing around the room. Harry's dancing around the room, and they're quote unquote twerking, and he's just kind of dancing, killing time.
Yeah.
You've been in that room sometimes. The baby's not ready.
Well, they tell you sometimes to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
To-
So that's what she's up and she's
Right.
moving around.
Right,
Well, the internet is doing what the internet does and says, "Fake pregnancy, baby, belly,
No, fake belly, not a real
Fake
pregnancy.
belly.
Not a real
Fake
pregnancy.
baby.
fake baby, fake belly."
I bet BB Shay's onto that. I bet he's like, yep, fake baby.
Yeah, you see her dancing with the fake baby?
Yep.
What?
But they've got a baby. I mean, they have produced
I know they have at least one.
a baby.
Yeah.
They have two because the second one, the girl, they named Lilibet after
Mhm.
So it's Archie
and
and
Lilibet.
Lilibet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people were upset that they named her Lilibet because you don't really do that. You know, it's after
That's a nickname.
the
Yeah.
nickname of the great grandmother.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's Elizabeth's nickname, Lilibet. Exactly. Well, I wanted to get that Queenie news out of the way.
Well, ask your wife if she's seen the
Of the photos.
pregnant twerk
Yeah.
heard around the world.
It's a video too. It's kind of you can tell it's older. Because it frankly does look as good as you see videos now.
That was only 5 or 6 years ago, wasn't it? I mean, how
Yeah.
old's the
Yeah,
baby?
the kids. What?
Well, then they just had terrible
5 or
cameras.
I mean, how could that
Well,
be?
it's dark, but I mean, you can definitely tell it's them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she's twerking around.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has probably seen it and probably upset about it. She does not like.
No, she does not.
She does not care for Meghan Markle. Here's the interesting, in my mind, health news. There's something online on TikTok called the McDonald's migraine meal. And if you have migraine, many swear this works. Race to McDonald's, get a large order of fries and a large Coke, and eat and drink it as fast as you can.
That's
and,
it.
And the migraine will go away. That's the only things on it. Yeah, the only thing. They say it works because the caffeine in the large Coke has pain relief properties, and the saltiness of the fries helps balance your electrolytes, and the carbs keep your blood sugar, help boost your blood sugar levels. So all of that combining creates a cure for the migraine. So say many. Now, doctors are saying this is not recommended.
Okay.
Do not do this.
We have Excedrin migraine,
Correct.
which is, by the way, mostly caffeine.
well,
Yeah.
there you have it. So that's the Coke, right? Okay. The doctor being questioned, Matthew Robbins, says, "We know migraines are associated with poor cardiovascular health. I can't imagine a fatty meal from McDonald's helping your cardiovascular health." Mic drop.
I think, thankfully, I have never had to deal with a migraine. I know people who do.
Well, apparently they're awful.
They're nightmares.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that you're worried about your cholesterol level
At that moment,
No.
at that moment because they're so. Biggie, did you used to get them?
I used to.
thought so.
Knock on wood. I haven't had one in a while.
large fry. Oh, you can't have a large fry now. You cannot do that.
Too much salt.
Too much sodium.
Oh, he's low so.
You're low
Yeah.
so, and you're on Wegovy or Mounjaro.
Mhm.
So you.
I wouldn't be able to eat all of it anyways. It'd
You-
be like, ugh.
Do you know what I just read about Ozempic? And this may happen with Mounjaro as well. Guys are saying my junk is so much larger because of Mounjaro or because of Ozempic.
They're calling it Ozempic penis.
Yes.
They are. They really are. I read this, and let me tell you what it is.
I'm glad you're here for this.
Well, it's the old. To me, the Ozempic is one thing. It's just the old when you lose weight, your area down there.
Has there ever been a drug with better word of mouth than Ozempic?
No.
I've lost 100 pounds. I no longer want to smoke or drink. Oh, my Johnson's bigger.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
talk about a cure-all.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
To
Where
me,
has it
though,
been?
My goodness.
this is stolen valor on Ozempic's part.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people say that because when you lose weight,
Yeah,
you feel like your penis is larger.
because you're losing that fatty area down there. That's getting smaller.
Peter fat.
Yeah,
And so it makes it at least appear or there's more to it
exactly.
that you haven't seen in a while. Well, one gentleman on Reddit says he's lost 80 pounds. He went from 278 to 198. And he said, my wife is tickled pink because he hasn't had this kind of girth in his
Girth.
Johnson.
And that's a whole different.
Now that's different. Yeah.
He said, I measure my penis once a month, no matter what, come hell or high water.
Right there in the kitchen next to the kid's height.
That's
I see several markings here. One looks like your child growing, and the other is a bit different.
It's a circle. What's the circle?
Oh, yeah. That's where I measure my penis. Great.
He said, not only is it longer, it's thicker also. And he totally credits it to Ozempic. He's been on it for over a year.
Now, I'm no doctor. No one in the room is. Mm-hmm. But I would imagine that if you lose weight, your circulation improves, which might improve.
That's what I'm thinking. I think
the thickness.
I think it's the blood flow, don't you? I mean, that makes perfect sense.
If I had to guess.
But I guess maybe it is bigger because now your blood.
It works better.
The blood flow, it works better.
As intended.
Exactly. And you lose all that Peter fat that Biggie was just talking about.
You're not half-mast.
He says, I've gained 1.5 inches.
1.5 inches?
1.5 inches, he said. This is anonymous on Reddit, but he said, I've gained 1.5 inches since I went on Ozempic almost 2 years ago now. There you have it.
You'd think would they be shouting that from the rooftops?
Well, Ozempic, they don't even have to. They're selling so well. Biggie, I want you to get in there and measure.
Start measuring.
Okay.
Every month.
Okay.
Once a month, no matter what. This is.
Do you want me to mark up the door here or at my home?
Let's put it in an envelope. Let's open this in a year and see where you are from this year going forward. Yes, we absolutely need to do this. One more piece of health news. We have a scientist out today saying that in the event of a nuclear bomb that blows up near you, here's what you need to do if you can. Duck into a sturdy building as soon as possible.
Okay.
And head for a corner of the room far from doors and windows and brace. Brace yourself.
Thank you.
Who asked him this?
He is a scientist from he's been studying the safest spots to hide inside a building. He's a university professor and this London. And he says the study looks at people who would take shelter inside buildings. And they do say that if you get inside, hopefully a concrete building, the farthest away from a door or window, you have a better shot. But then again,
the radiation will kill you more slowly, right?
Seems like common sense, doesn't it? As soon as I read it, I thought of a classic call we got a few years ago from a gentleman. I was saying, this is back when, nuclear, we were going at it with Kim Jong-un, and we were worried.
Oh, that's right. You were terrified he was going to shoot a rocket over here.
I was concerned because he was shooting a lot of rockets into the Bay of Japan, the Sea of Japan. So this call really set me straight because I said, many said, oh, I want to be killed in the first blast, just knocked me off the face of the planet. And I said, no, I want to try to beat it.
When I was in the military, that was my baby. That was my job, nuclear, biological, chemical warfare. Let me tell you, if a nuclear bomb is coming, drive as fast as you can to the epicenter. You want to be vaporized.
Yeah.
You want to be gone within seconds because, man, you don't want the radiation fallout. You don't want to be one of the survivors with radiation sickness. It's a lingering, horrible death.
I believe you. Let's say you do survive it. Let's say you can't you're far enough away. Then what do? Drive the other direction?
You could try that, okay? But when your mutant hand comes sprouting out of your chest to smack you in the face for not driving to the epicenter, good luck to you.
It's one you don't forget.
Got away with words.
It's the mutant hand part that always gets me.
Me too, at the end. Slaps you in the face.